What the fuck did I just witness? Rolly Romero upsets Ryan Garcia. Fatal Fury recap. We're going to get into all of that shit right after this. This is too much to talk about right now. There's too much going on, baby. We got to talk about it right after this. Holy fuck. Did you just see what I just saw? Fatal Fury recap. I'm going into it right now. Everybody start tuning in. Make sure you guys save, share, like, hit the notifications button. We're about to get into this shit right now. Rolly Romero upsets Ryan Garcia, and that's the right decision. Rightfully so. There's so much to dive into right now, and we're going to dive into it. We're going to speak on all of it. Jesus, this was an underwhelming night, to say the least. You know what I mean? These fights ain't looking too good. I'm shocked. Ashley says, I'm shocked as well. Told you Rolly would win. Mailman, I don't give a shit what you were smoking. If they were a rematch, I still wouldn't pick Rolly to win that fight. But I'm going to say this right now. Congratulations, Rolly Romero. This was one of the most disappointing nights I've ever seen. By the way, Teofimo Lopez did what he had to do. He was the only one that lived up to expectations tonight. But let's get into this shit from top to bottom. Right now, it was just announced Rolly Romero wins the fight. So let's get into Ryan versus Rolly. I'm going to put up a phone number, guys. Anybody want to call up real quick? You guys can call up. I'm not having no guests or nothing like that. Unless people want to tune in right now, we can tune in. Let me see if I can put the phone number up real quick. I don't even know if I have one. I don't. I'm going to have to add the phone number, but whatever. But anyways, let's be real. Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero, and I'm just going to keep it real. Ryan didn't look like the same Ryan coming into the fight. He was very calm, whatever. Even when he came on the ring, he looked very flat-footed again. Didn't look as confident. And that second round knockdown pretty much, in my opinion, sealed the fight. Once he got knocked down in that second round, to me, it just sealed the fight. Literally sealed the fight, and Ryan could not do nothing. Now, people are going to say, was it the Osterin? Was it this? Was it that? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like him with Derrick James. I don't like Ryan Garcia with Derrick James. I don't want to put it on Derrick James. This is starting from the shoulder roll that I don't know what it was, whether it was an egg roll, a Mexican roll. I don't know what the fuck it was. Didn't like it then. And it just seemed as if anything that Derrick James told him in the corner tonight did not do. I think Derrick was giving him very good advice. He just couldn't do it. He just could not get through it. It was absolutely terrible. My background too loud for me to call it K Ash. You can send messages in here. Absolutely disgusting. Ryan coming off the PEDs, I knew he wouldn't fight the same. No power or confidence. Ryan didn't look like he did not look confident. Listen, at the same time, he was supposed to train with Reynoso, right? There's a reason he went to Reynoso and then had to go back to Derrick James, which is probably awkward as well because you're going back to your trainer that you just left because you wanted something better, and now you're going back to that situation, which to me kind of shows what, there was definitely a deficiency that you didn't like with him, and you still went back there. Ryan just looked completely lost. Now, do we still want to see the Ryan versus Devin fight? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. I'm not going to lie. It was fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. If you thought Ryan was bad, Jesus Christ. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. I don't even want to start to talk about that fight. Jesus Christ. That was one of the worst performances I've ever seen in my life. Devin Haney didn't even look like he wanted to be in the ring. It looked like he was trying out for Dancing with the Stars. In fact, the best punches that were landed in that fight were by Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley landed the best goddamn punches in that fight. Just being honest. It was absolutely insane. how bad this fight was. I mean, his performance, um, underwhelming night all around. I'm pulling up the call-in number right now if anybody wants to call in, real quick. But this was an absolute shit show tonight. I know Turkey LLC is sitting there like, what the fuck did I just do? And these guys are trying to make that money. They're trying to build up these fighters. They're trying to build up boxing, but this was absolutely atrocious. Outside of Teofimo Lopez, I mean, and listen, Rolly had a good performance as well. Rolly did what he was supposed to. This was an absolute shit show. Okay. Sorry about that. This is the one I'm trying to look for. The number's right on the screen right now. If anybody wants to call up right now, 470-326-6329. I want to hear what you guys think. Let me get back to the chat. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, hit the notification button, and share. Ryan didn't look good. It's a shame. Ryan looked terrible. He looked terrible. And this fight for Devin Haney was him. I don't even care to see this. Devin looked absolute dog shit. Devin looked worse than Ryan. It was crazy. He didn't look like he wanted to even get hit. He didn't want to throw punches. Devin Haney and Hernandez, whatever the fuck his name is, set a record for the least amount of punches thrown in a professional fight in a 12-round fight. Wow. Absolutely wow. And then Ryan and Rolly was kind of the same thing, but Rolly doesn't really throw a lot of punches. We all know that. He kind of waits for that big shot and tries to land it. But he outworked Ryan. He made Ryan stiff. Ryan didn't want to throw any punches. He looked petrified. This was absolutely atrocious. This was the worst case scenario for Turkey Al-Asik, especially we all know that they had that fight signed up with Devin Haney and what's his face signed. Like that's got to be the worst thing. That fight is supposed to be going down sometime in October. Who in the right mind wants to see that bag full of assholes type of fight? Absolutely amazing how bad of a night this was. I mean, Jesus Christ, such a legendary setting, and these guys did not live up to the moment. This was absolutely atrocious. Again, let's get to let's start off from the beginning of the night. We had Teofimo Lopez. I actually missed the first few rounds, you know what I mean? But I turned it on by the fourth or fifth round, and Teo was doing Teo. Teo ended up getting hit. He ended up got caught a little bit. He got a little wobbly legs, but just outclassed. It looked good. Looked dominant against Barbosa. He looked really good. Put in a hell of a performance, which I expected. I called that. I felt like he was just going to dominate Barbosa. Barbosa's not on that level. I think Teofimo, me personally, just showed that he was on a different level. He's a great fighter. He's a great talent. Shout out to my guy, Joe McCoy. I mean, there's not much to say about that Teo fight. I think Teo just clearly just demonstrated why he's above a lot of those guys at 140. I'll be honest with you. I think the biggest question mark of the night to me, again, going into the night, was Devin Haney. And everything that I stated about Devin Haney kind of came true. I felt like he was going to be hesitant. How was he going to react to getting punched? He didn't even look like he wanted to get punched. He had the right hand stuck to his face the entire night, almost as if for an entire year he slept with it glued to his face. He didn't let his hands go. He was fighting an older, Hernandez might be 32, but he looked like he was 42, 52 maybe. This opponent was tailor-made for Devin Haney to sit there, jab through him, basically, and dominate the fight. It was an absolute atrocious fight. I'm going to even go as far to say that I had the fight as a draw. I think it should have been 9 rounds throughout the whole goddamn fight. It was that bad. This is how bad the fight was. It should have been a 9-9 fight. It was absolutely shitty. It was absolutely shitty. And then I just got a picture from my boy Joe. He just sent me Bill Haney enjoying the fight. Guys, Ryan lost. You guys look worst. At least we have a live dog in Rolly who can crack. You guys had a zombie in front of you, and Devin ran through the entire fight. Listen, that was the worst performance that I've ever seen from Devin Haney. The best punches were landed by Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley was absolutely assaulting Devin Haney throughout the fight. To the point where after the fight, when they called him the Dream, he said, what he said, I'll tell you right now, he said, I want to get the quote right? When he says the Dream, he said, hold on, let me see exactly what he said. He said, what he said. He said, in order to dream, you have to go to sleep. He was cooking Devin Haney, absolutely sauteing him on the hibachi grill. I don't know if I ever want to see Devin Haney fight again. Period. Who does Devin beat at 140? Then he's talking about going to 147 to fight Boots or Brian Norman. He wants the best fighters. Are we serious? What are we gonna do? Dancing with the Stars against these guys? Listen, from the inception of the fight, from the first bell, Devin Haney didn't even have his feet under him. He looked like, you ever watched Fred Flintstone try to stop a car and their feet are moving frantically to try to stop the car or start moving the car? That's what he looked like. It was an absolute shit show. Absolutely. I was watching this and I was like, and these are the concerns I had going into the Devin Haney versus anybody fight, to be honest with you. This man took a beating. What was it? Last 420 a year ago. He took an absolute beating. And you can see that he is not the same fighter. Devin Haney isn't running like that. He's not moving like that. He sticks his jab in his face, keeps his distance, and controls the fight and beats you. He's not a big puncher. You know what I'm saying? I was confused throughout the whole thing with Shane Mosley being in his camp and them talking about he's going to show his power. I feel like they literally sabotaged this man. I get the event was horrible, but you can't take away from what Teofimo did. Teofimo did exactly what he was supposed to do. He was the best fighter on the card. Like, we can't just sit there and the last two fights were absolute dog shit. It was terrible. But back to Devin, there's a lot of concern for me with Devin. There's a lot of concern for me as well with Ryan. But let's get to Devin. I mean, Devin literally had the perfect opponent, in my opinion, who did not let his hands go, was just following him around. Devin should have controlled him, dominated him. He looked completely lost in the fight. He looked completely horrified to be in the ring. He looked like he did not want no parts of being in the squared circle. And that's what's alarming to me. And when you have that type of mentality, that's when you can really get hurt. He didn't even look like he was sure that he can take a punch. And it's crazy because I'd stated before that I would like to have seen him take a fight earlier than that, maybe an easier fight or something to kind of get his feet wet. And he looked way worse than I even expected. He actually looked way worse than I expected. Shout out to Ash for the donation. Said this event didn't live up to the hype. Absolutely not. It was absolute dog shit. It was Ash. It was absolutely terrible. Terrible. And, it's very concerning to me, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. And we're going to get to Ryan. Right now, Ryan, let's go off his last couple of fights, right? He had the injury. He said he had the rib or whatever with, what's his face? With, Jesus Christ, with Tank, right? Looked drained, whatever. I think he had another fight after that. Then he takes the Devin fight, and all of a sudden he's swole. He's in there. I'm strong. I'm strong. And it comes up. He comes out as dominant as possible. Then it comes out. He's tested positive on Ostarine. Right? Boom. Gets suspended a year later. He's back. He's supposed to be making a statement against an opponent who was. And let's keep it real. Rolly's a tough guy, but he's not the most skilled fighter. Pitbull got him out of there in 8. Dominated him throughout the fight. Ryan is supposed to be a higher skilled fighter and a superstar past Pitbull. It does leave you thinking, was it what was in his drink or whatever substances he was taking that helped him get to that point? He didn't even look as confident going into this fight. He just didn't. He didn't have that edge. He didn't have any of that. He never looked at any point within the interviews or anything ready for this fight. Just absolutely atrocious. It's disappointing because, you know, it was crazy. I fell asleep glad I did. You would have fell asleep if you were watching the death fight. I was falling asleep throughout the whole night. For the last two fights, to be honest with you. This was not a good look tonight, especially with what Turkey Al-Asik is trying to do. They're talking about, we're trying to make boxing the biggest sport. We're trying to get the best fights set up. This definitely left a lot of people underwhelmed. And, this whole Four Kings talk with Devin and Ryan, you got to stop that talk. These guys are not the Kings. Period. I would be very concerned if I was Ryan's camp. If I was Bill Haney right now, I would have not even been there smiling. I would be sitting there like, you got to be real at this point with your son. You really got to sit and watch this tape. There was nothing that I saw in this fight with Hernandez or Ramirez, whatever the fuck his name is, that I would take as a positive. There was nothing. Nothing at all. Maybe his endurance. I don't know. But nothing that Devin did in that fight leads me to believe that he can compete at a high level. It almost gave me vibes of when Adrian Broner took that huge loss versus Chino Maidana. And after that, never came back the same. Those are the vibes that I got in this fight. Didn't let his hands go. Where did Haney's jab go? Can anybody tell me where did Haney's jab go? If there's anything that Haney did extremely well was control people with that jab. Where in the world did that jab go? Does anybody know? This was absolute shit show. Bill Haney, and again, I would have gotten out of there. I would have left out of there. And I think Bill Haney has to look in the mirror and really talk to his son. Does his son have the desire to get back in the ring? Because he can really get hurt in this situation. He looked absolutely atrocious. Jim Lampley sounded like a goddamn comedian speaking on him. It was absolutely crazy. And I think in that aspect, with Devin, you have to be really concerned. You have to be extremely concerned. He had a dead man walking the entire fight and was running from him. This man's best years were behind him. He couldn't cut the ring off. Nothing that this man possessed could have given him problems. And this man ran throughout the entire fight. I've watched Devin fight a lot of good fighters and controlled the tempo, the distance, dominated, engaged, looked fearless. In this particular fight, absolutely regressed so bad that I don't believe that he's mentally able to return in a top tier form. This really left doubts in my mind that this man will never return to what he once was. I mean, that's the vibe. Listen, he looked absolutely petrified in the ring. Stop me when I'm wrong. I'm just saying, please, somebody stop me. This was not ring rust. You can always expect ring rust and things of that nature. This was far past ring rust. This was absolute fear in his heart, no confidence, not believing in what he's being told in his corner, not trusting the camp that he went through, not trusting his own skill set. He literally got in there to survive. Devin Haney showed up to this fight to survive against an opponent who, in my opinion, was never a real threat. Never a real threat at all. And it's a pretty bad. I think I got a caller right now. Let me see who this is. Caller, you on? What's up?
Hey, Noah, it's Ashley.
Hey, Ash, what's up, girl? How you doing?
What's up? I don't know where you left off at, but I know you said that. I think you were saying that this wasn't ring rust for Devin
Yeah,
Haney.
no, it wasn't.
Okay, I totally I agree with you, and 90% of me agree with you, and 10% don't. I feel like 10% is ring rust, and 90% of that has something to do with, in general, of his loss with Ryan Garcia, the public, how he's been handling things, his father being a spokesperson to him, and more or less speaking to him, and him not having a backbone and not being the man that he needs to be, and not handling the situation how he was supposed to handle it with Ryan Garcia. So that plays a lot into his confidence.
Yep. No, listen.
That's how I personally feel.
No, listen.
Because he went about it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like being booed. You know, like people just feel a certain type of way about the Haneys in general.
Yeah,
Bill
absolutely.
Haney, Devin Haney, they just look at them totally different from the whole scenario with the whole Ryan Garcia thing.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he hasn't fought in how long?
A year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what is his excuse on the reason why he hasn't fought? Why were you so bent up, out of shape with the whole Ryan Garcia situation? Why did it affect you that much to the point where you didn't take on another fight?
Yeah.
He should have been active. He wasn't active.
Yeah. And that's my big concern. I think about this. I agree with you in terms of the ring rust, but I think the ring rust was more Ryan Garcia's side. I think like Ryan did the things that he usually does, but on Devin's side, that's not how Devin fights.
There was no excuse.
No,
Exactly.
but I've never seen Devin fight like that. Devin literally ran for 12 rounds. Like I was like,
he did.
Yeah,
he did, and the commentary was hilarious
oh my
because
God, Jim Lampley
they said it was. Yes, they said that it was more or less like an expedition of footwork,
oh my God,
or something like that versus boxing.
Yep.
That was hilarious. Like,
Bro,
come on.
Jim Lampley said when they said the dream Haney, he said, you gotta be able to sleep in order to dream. I was like, holy shit. I said, Jim Lampley is absolutely destroying him. Like, I was like, yo, did he just say that? Like, but I think
the
that was
commentary all night was hilarious.
God. But that's the thing that concerned me though. Like, Ryan, he always fights like that with his head up high, missing the left hook. I mean, relying on the left hook. Devin usually fights behind the jab, controls the fight. He doesn't do a lot of running. He just controls you.
Yeah.
He literally from the onset was running. I was just like, what is
he
this?
He was running, and I felt like personally, he was more close to the rope than he usually is. Because when he fought Lomachenko, he wasn't really close to the ropes, you know, like how he was tonight. He was more or less like kind of like in the middle of the ring, sort of. So that stood out a lot for me. And then as far as like Ryan Garcia, I kind of understand it. You know, like I don't think that he trained the whole entire time that he's been out. So I'm gonna give him grace. I know I changed my profile pic, and I was like, oh, I need my Austrian, but I'm gonna give him grace, you know. But as far as Devin Haney, there's no excuse. You wasn't suspended. You could have been out here, you know, having a warm up before your fight, but you chose not to. You chose to sue over, you know, like just putting your skills to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I found it really concerning, and I had brought this up in multiple shows. Like, I'm like, why isn't he even taking another fight? Like, why is he being so inactive? You literally took a beating, and that's the thing I questioned. I was like, yo. And another thing is, why was Shane Mosley in your corner? Why were there so many other voices in your corner?
But that was at the last minute, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken, I feel like that was at the last minute.
They say they're giving Ryan grace. He's a professional. No. Ryan should have been in shape. Ryan was supposed to have an exhibition in January, which I knew wasn't going to happen. But I feel like, and the only reason I agree partly is because Ryan fought the fight he usually fights. He just did not execute. Like, he didn't look good, but that's how he fights. Devin did not fight the way he fights. He literally
exactly
fought, like, I've never seen Devin like that. But again, now it's gonna bring questions for Ryan. Was it the Osterine? You didn't have the same edge you had. You didn't, it was more aggressive. You were a lot quicker. You couldn't even tag Rolly. Rolly's not a very athletic, defensive type fighter.
Exactly. Like, how you didn't beat Rolly? I'm still confused. How did you let Rolly drop you?
Yeah.
Out of all people, Rolly.
I mean, listen.
Rolly, really?
Listen, Rolly. This was supposed to be a showcase for both of these individuals, and both of their showcases were very underwhelming. And Turkey Al-Asik has to be livid at this point.
Exactly. He shut down Times Square. It did not live up to the height that it was supposed to live up to. The advertisement, everything behind it, like, it just did not live up to the hype. They could have had it at, I don't know, Madison Square Garden Theater.
You got to remember, he didn't sell tickets, and he paid them a lot. He didn't sell tickets. He sold pay-per-view. I mean,
and it was invite only.
Yep. Yeah.
And so it did not live up to the hype. I'm sorry. I feel like the undercard, not even Theo fight. I feel like the FDNY and YPD and he's Japanese and the black guy. I feel like their fights were way much better than the co-main event and the undercard in the main event.
I think, to be honest, I think when it comes to Ryan, I think he has to figure out his corner. I think I don't think he wanted to be with Derrick James. He left Derrick James for Reynoso and came back. He looks a little. If we want to be honest,
he didn't look like he wants to be there. It was just like, all right, I'm gonna get through it. It's Rolly. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like he didn't take it serious. I didn't see the excitement, even when it was part of like the face-off, the sit-down, the interviews. He wasn't really that enthusiastic about anything. If we're going to be honest, if you sit back and you watch everything, he didn't look like he wanted to be there. It's just like, all right, I'm pulling through. It is what it is. Like, I really don't know where he was mentally. Like, I really don't know. But it just wasn't the Ryan Garcia that we are, you know what I mean? Like, that we are. Exactly. So
I want to see if that fight's even going to go down in October. I just don't believe it will. I think I probably think they're going to have to push it back. Devin and Ryan. I'm supposed to go down in October.
Nobody wants to see that.
No, I don't
want to see that.
I don't. But I'll tell you this: the one people are knocking whatever, but Rolly's going to get a big fight. Rolly's going to get one. He won the fight. He's got a belt now. I think it was for a belt, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know, man. I'm with you. It was definitely underwhelming. Devin Haney
very underwhelming.
Was really has to figure out what's going on. I hope his dad and himself really look at this tape and say to themselves, "This is not going to win."
But they're not because there's no accountability from their end. That's the point. That's my problem with the Haneys. There's no accountability. They feel like they are so perfect that they mastered this whole, thing with Devin Haney. Yes, he has a good resume. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
However, where's the accountability that they have been lacking?
Yeah, I just feel like, and I'm with you, I feel like after this fight, there's no way that you say you're ready to fight. And, he was talking about going up to fight Boots or Brian Norman Jr. or I think Teofimo said they're not ready for any of those guys.
No, not at all.
I mean,
and then even though I just want to say this, and then I'm going to go. What really pissed me off about Devin Haney is that he said that Keyshawn Davis is overrated, and now I know that is a different weight class. However, my boy is not ducking smoke. He doesn't look terrible in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So how could you call somebody overrated and they out here putting this work?
No, I'm with you. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, the Haneys may want to take the high road right now and just kind of be quiet and get into the gym and figure it out, because, again, having multiple people in their corner trying to fix the issues and stuff like that, and then showing up to this fight and, to me, presenting way more issues now than they ever had, I think they may want to stay off social media for a while and try to figure out what's wrong with Devin, because there's a lot going on with Devin Haney right now.
I feel like he's lacking confidence at this moment. Personally,
he didn't even look confident to get hit. He did not want to mix it up. But
he did it.
I definitely appreciate you calling and Ash. You know you my peoples, man. Appreciate
Thank you. I'm gonna let you go because I don't want to get sued by the Haneys.
Nah, you good. Don't worry about that. We got you. All right, girl.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you know, there's gonna be a debate. People are gonna say, "Do you want to see this Devin Ryan fight?" I don't. I think they're both two fighters that need to figure it out right now. More so on the Devin side. I mean, I think Ryan needs a lot to figure out as well. But I feel like Ryan, that's what he's been the last couple of years. Inconsistent, relying on that one shot. You know what I mean? Erratic, you know. But that's how he fights. I think he has to figure out his corner. Devin completely. Oh, hold on one second. Call my number. You know, Devin completely fought a different style. I don't even know what the hell it was. I honestly could not tell you what the hell Devin Haney was doing. Hold on, G. I'm bringing you on right now, brother. Got my guy Joe McCoy on in the building. What's up, G?
What's the word? You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, my brother. What's up?
Yeah, man. I'm headed to my son's graduation, but
congratulations.
Yeah, I respect everybody's opinion, but I respectfully disagree with last lady that was on.
Oh, Ashley. Okay.
As far as Ryan,
mm-hmm.
Being a former professional athlete, when you're in a sport where it's you versus somebody else, okay?
Mm-hmm.
At some point, we have to stop saying, "Oh, he didn't take it serious," or he probably wasn't prepared. It's you versus somebody else. You don't have the luxury of not being prepared. Like if you show up to an NBA game or NFL game and you're not prepared, there's 4 other people on the basketball court. There's 10 other people on the football field.
Yeah.
So you could quite possibly get away with not being prepared that game. When it's one-on-one, it's me and you in this ring, it's all eyes on you. You don't have that luxury. And with a person of his caliber that people put him, the pedestal they put him on, we can't keep saying, "Oh, he didn't take it serious or he wasn't prepared."
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I want to point out is Ryan didn't fight no different than he usually fights.
That was my point, yeah.
Here's the thing that people need to pay attention to. And it's something that is a pattern. Okay, Ryan has openly stated he's had issues struggling with his mental side of the ring, right? Mm-hmm. I think in the ring, it carries over into the ring. Let's look at the pattern. Okay, we keep saying Ryan's talented. Being talented is completely different than being good. Mm-hmm. Ryan is extremely talented. He has a puncher's chance. But who has Ryan actually beat where we're saying like, "Oh, that's not the Ryan we've come to know"? Okay, so who is that Ryan? Who did he beat? So he beat Devin. Mm-hmm. But the accusations of being on something became true.
Yeah.
Okay, he got like what it dropped him? Luke Campbell.
Yeah.
Luke Campbell, he didn't fear. He just got caught. He's like, "Oh shoot, that wasn't supposed to happen." Okay, cool. When he got hit by Tank, he was scared at that point.
Yep.
He never recovered from getting hit like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. he got hit by Rolly, he felt his power. He said, "Oh shoot, hold up."
Yep.
So I think we need to pay attention to the fact that Ryan's is probably not mentally strong.
Yeah.
So when he get in these situations and you fighting somebody that's gonna really punch, because think about it, his confidence. Think about all his confidence that he had versus Devin.
Yeah.
He had all that confidence, but then also he was on something. But also you and me keep laugh all the time about how Devin caught him flush. I mean, a right straight down the pipe, and he like shook it off and like screamed at him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's a different Ryan. So when you get hit and you're not phased, all right, cool. But when you get hit and you know, hey, this hurts, I really wanna. Everything changes.
Yeah.
So and it's not like he didn't have the tools to fight back. A jab, if he had jabbed the whole fight, he could have easily beat Rolly. Easily. Because Rolly didn't do nothing spectacular.
Absolutely.
He didn't do nothing spectacular. That second round neutralized him. He took away his left hand, which is what he was looking for. He kept his right hand up, and he took away his left hand. Okay, now Ryan has to be a boxer. And that's where people fail to realize Ryan's not an overly good boxer. He's extremely talented. There's a difference.
Yeah, he doesn't throw a lot of punches. He doesn't dictate the tempo. No, you're right. He relies on that
before the fight, before he fought Devin, what did you always keep telling me? I'm like, he can't outbox him. You said, gee, he has a puncher's chance.
Yep.
Because he can hit. Even when you can punch, this is that you got a shot. But he's not an over-the-top good boxer. And he's not very mentally strong. And that's okay. I'm not bashing the guy for it. I'm just analyzing what took place and the pattern that we need to start looking at. If he's not mentally strong, there's nothing wrong with it, man. People need to stop bashing people or giving them a hard time because they're not mentally strong. That might be a serious issue he has, because if he's dealing with it outside the ring, people who deal with that stuff outside the ring or outside of sports, period, I'm telling you, they deal with it in sports. Because you can't just turn that off and off. That's not something you can flip a switch on, you know. And Ryan had everything necessary to win, but I think once he got dropped and he realized, hey man, this dude really can put me down, he just froze.
No, absolutely, yeah. And that's why I said, like, I'm not really concerned in terms of with Ryan, because I am concerned, but it concerns me more with Devin, because that's how Ryan fights. That's really how he fights. Devin, on the other hand, that's not how he fights. I don't know what that was.
Devin was almost, people were saying he had the best jab in boxing at that point.
Yeah, he controls you from a distance, keeps you with his size away. None of that applied tonight. I don't know what the hell that was.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
And that's why I say, like, I'm a little more concerned with Devin, because, you know, A, I don't think his father's going to be real with him. B, they had so many people telling him different things. Shane Mosley came out and said he's going to show his power tonight. He's never relied on that. Why would he show it tonight? They gave him an opponent that couldn't even walk. Yeah.
And two, what's her name? Ashley? What'd you say her name was?
Ashley, yep.
To her point, what she said is it's not gonna change anything, and she has a point. I don't know if it will, because they already posted videos of them sitting ringside making fun of Ryan. And it's like, dog, look at what you just did. You should have left. You shouldn't be sitting down there. Like, maybe it's in their contract, you know, like for promotion or whatever. But nah, man. Ain't no way. No way. Nah.
The thing that killed me is that literally from the bell ringing, his feet were just moving. It looked like the Flintstones trying to start a car. Like, I was like, why is he running? Like, he didn't even look comfortable holding. He didn't look comfortable when he got close. And it really made me look at Devin, and it gave me flashbacks to Adrian Broner. When Broner came back from the Madonna fight, he became trigger shy. This guy doesn't even want to engage, and he took a beating too. He took a beating against Ryan Garcia.
Question. Does this make people look at the way Shakur does it differently than what Devin did?
Well, Shakur doesn't absolutely run. He could stay in contact, but, you know, and again, Devin never fought like Shakur. Devin kind of controls stuff from a distance. Shakur's a better defensive fighter. Devin's best offense was controlling you in the center of the ring with his jab. That was his best defense. And for him to not even rely on what got him there is a scary thing. Like, Shakur is more so he's boring, but he got bad hands. He has an excuse. He can't really punch. I've seen Shakur be very dominant against my friend Jamel Herring. He looked great, but his hands aren't the same. Devin, his injury is in his mental. You could tell that he did not want to be there. Like, he did not feel comfortable.
He wasn't. He was nervous. And they said the guy he fought has a good left hook too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was in the back of his mind, like,
bro.
Everything. And I don't know. The thing is, being on that stage, that's what I'm saying, man. Boxing, you have to be in very rare air mentally to do that sport. Not only because of the preparation, but you have to really be able to compartmentalize and say, "Hey, listen, I'm not afraid to be one-on-one with anybody in this setting because it's just you and him. There's literally nobody can help you. There's nobody can save you. If you miss a shot, can't nobody rebound for you. If you miss a block, can't nobody pick up your man. There's nobody that can help you in this. So it's rare air to be at the level they're at. So for Devin to be where he's at mentally, there's a lot of things that could have went into that. Maybe, and I don't care what it was. I'm just saying, maybe they were saying, hey, we just gonna work on movement because you know who we got next. Let's just work on our movement. Let's work on our feet.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm not saying that's it. I'm just saying, like, in that ring, he was like the way he looked spooked.
No,
he looked spooked. Like and I'm just like, bro, if you running like this, like,
it was
if
so
you
bad.
plan on fighting Ryan, because here's the thing, Ryan, yes, he fought Rolly that way because Rolly, everybody who's fought Rolly or even sparred him said that dude is one of the hardest punchers in boxing.
Absolutely.
He's extremely strong.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of them. Not one bit.
No.
So don't think that you got to get that same Ryan. Like, I'm not concerned about Ryan at all. Like, especially fighting Devin.
No.
But like you said, Devin's mental, hey man, you bet all right.
Yeah, I mean, the concerning thing was, to be honest, again, and I got to reiterate this, is that Ryan fought how he usually fights. He just
always fight. That's how he always fight. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. When she said, "Oh, that's not the Ryan we're accustomed to," I'm like, yeah, it is.
It is. Yeah.
That's exactly the Ryan it is. That's what he is. But the thing is, he catches people with their shot, just like Tank's last fight. Tank didn't fight. That's how Tank fight.
Yeah.
The problem is Tank couldn't bully this person.
Yep.
He couldn't catch him slipping, and he had to fight him all 12 rounds. Yeah. And it didn't go the way he thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
He gave up rounds thinking, oh, I'm going to catch him, I'm going to drop him, and this and this. Oh, no, you can't. Nope. And what happened, Ryan came in with doing what Ryan does. He got dropped and realized, hey, man, this dude really could put me down.
No, absolutely.
And he went away from what he does, man. And he kept telling him, just jab him. Remember, I texted you. I said, bro, if he just jabs him, he can win it.
Oh, absolutely.
He was snapping his head back every jab.
No, listen, I'm with you. But that's my thing too, man. Like, it's like trying to change the way a quarterback throws the ball. It's like trying to change the way a kicker kicks the ball or a way a baseball player swings. I mean, he literally came into this fight a completely different person. This is not what got you there.
Yeah.
And that's what's concerning because I don't even think that's how he was trained. I really believed he mentally he didn't think he could do it anymore. Like, he really looked like he did not want to engage at all. At all, bro.
You talking about Devin?
Devin, yeah. I mean, that's what I said with Ryan.
Yeah. I don't know what that was, bro.
Yeah. Ryan,
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I mean, that's really concerning to me, man. And to be honest with you, you know, your dad's writing checks with his mouth that his ass can't cash. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you're calling out Boots, you're calling out all these top fighters, Tiafimo. Devin Haney cannot do nothing with those guys at this point. Not the way he fought.
No.
Like it's
and Ryan don't need to fight Boots either. We don't need to fight Boots.
No.
I wouldn't mind seeing T.O. in Boots.
Yeah, no, and that's another thing. People are taking away from what T.O. did. T.O. looked good.
No, T.O. showed true skill. Mm-hmm. He showed elite skill. And that's how it's supposed to be. When you fight an inferior fighter, you're supposed to make it look like that. It's supposed to be like, dang, well, ain't really nothing happening. T.O. just kind of dancing around. That's how it's supposed to look.
Yeah. No, T.O. looked good. He was sharp. But you know, these two performances took away from that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If I'm Turkey Al-Asik, I'm upset going into October because that was supposed to be the payout.
Oh,
That's the pay-per-view fight. I don't. After seeing this as a fan, right? Do you want to see Devin and Ryan in a rematch in October?
No,
I don't.
No,
yeah, I'm with you.
No, I don't. But I think it still make money because people, if those two, if they play their hand correctly, they can still push the point of, okay, like Ryan, what he can do, like whoever's going to be the PR marketing for this fight, this is what they need to do. Get both of them and say, hey, Ryan, your story is going to be, you got popped for this. You looked bad your last fight. Was it you beat Devin because of this? Is that why you won? Because that ain't the same person we just seen. The person who was dropping Devin like that, that's not we just seen. So now you paint it as, okay, I'm going to prove to everybody that I can beat this dude regardless. Devin shake back. They need to, whoever's marketing him needs to be, hey, listen, my last fight wasn't whatever, but I got a point to prove versus this one.
Yeah,
and then you might can get people to like at least buy the fight because if they fight, people gonna watch it. But do people want to see it? It depends on how they build it back up. You know,
I think with all of the social media stuff, but if you really look down at this fight, right? If you look at the way they both came out today, I don't think it's gonna be a different fight. One, I think it might be worse for Devin because I think Ryan will be, not that he wasn't motivated tonight, but I really feel like he will be more motivated to prove a point to that he did win clean or whatnot, right? It wasn't the steroids. And he's coming off of a loss with Rolly. And to be honest, if I saw Devin tonight, the way he fought, I know I'm in his head. I already know. I'm like, I got him.
Mm-hmm.
He's done.
Yeah. If I'm Ryan, I'm not worried about what just happened with Rolly because there was always a chance that Rolly could beat him. Puncher's chance, but we didn't expect him to win the way he won.
Absolutely,
there was a chance he could win, but we didn't expect him to win that way. But he won. So what? Moving on. Rolly, that we see upsets all the time. Rolly won. Moving on. People gonna forget about this.
I'm happy for Rolly.
Yeah, I'm happy for Rolly because the thing is, Rolly's extremely entertaining. His fights just didn't live up to how entertaining he is outside the ring. So for him to go in and get a win like this, I think everybody was happy for Rolly. Nobody was rooting against Ryan, but we were just happy for Rolly. I don't think nobody wants to see either one of them lose in this fight. Ryan's a fan favorite, and so is Rolly. So it was kind of like but Rolly getting a win, I think people feel like are happy for Rolly. But I also don't think this is going to phase Ryan one bit.
I felt like if Rolly would have lost in devastating fashion tonight, that's the end of Rolly. So now I at least got another 2 fights of great commentary with Rolly. So I'm happy. I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah, here's the thing also that I want people to say. As much as I brought up Ryan's mental, of all the people out there, the people of the names, Ryan is he's literally fighting every one of them. Like he's going from this person, he said, fight Tank. Okay, I fought Tank. I said, fight Devin. Okay, I fought Devin. I said, fight Rolly. Okay, I'm going to fight Rolly.
True.
At least he's going to fight these people. So I'll give him that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that to sustain that mental strength takes practice. And I think when he gets into that spot of, okay, I'll go in there, but if I get in a tough spot, I think that's where he freezes up. And that's where the problem comes in.
No, absolutely. Off to another return that nobody's talking about tonight that I think was extremely impactful. And I think he actually knocked it out the park. Jim Lampley. Thank God Jim Lampley's back. Was that not the greatest comeback you've ever?
Yeah.
Bro, he was
cooking.
He was from the beginning to end. This man acted like he never took a 3 or 4 year layoff, whatever the hell it was. He was incredible tonight. His commentary
was cooking.
Gee, when he said the dream, he goes, yeah, you gotta be
the dream. He said, in order to dream, you gotta sleep, man. Come on, man.
Joe, Jim was. I'd never want to see another fight unless Jim is doing the fight. Like he
that was good.
Absolutely, he saved the show for me. Because I was like, yo, I kept texting you. I said, are you hearing this? Am I the only one hearing Jim Lampley go absolutely nuts on this show? Like, he was great. He was, oh my God, man. Jim had
he was.
I mean, I'm so glad that Jim definitely came out and did this fight, man. Definitely. What'd you think overall about the whole Times Square thing and everything?
I like the idea. The fights just didn't live up to it. The idea was cool. Like when I seen, Ryan, of course, pulling up the Batmobile was my favorite.
That was cool.
Like pulling up in the cab, pulling up in the car, like coming down the street and getting out the car and going right into the ring is different. I'm a fan of different. I don't want to see the same old. I think it's unique, and I wouldn't mind seeing it again somewhere else. Like I don't know if you do downtown LA or like where the old Staples or Crypto, whatever they want to call it now. There's an area down there you can do it. There's different places you can do this, but doing it in Times Square was cool.
They have been rumored to want to do it in Alcatraz, which I think is at first I was like, who cares? And then I thought about it. I was like, and I remember watching the movie with Sean Connery, Alcatraz, and Alcatraz has a lot of history. And I was like, yo, that actually might be kind of dope, but I would like to attend the fight. I think that would kind of be kind of dope if they did that. Yeah. I'm not gonna front like that.
Well, I've been to UFC fights at the Apex, and small setting fights are always very cool because you can hear everybody's voice. You can hear what everybody. If somebody dogging you in the crowd, you can hear it.
That's crazy.
If somebody says disrespect, you can hear everything. You can hear every punch. You hear every part of the action. So that little small intimate setting is pretty cool for combat sports. So I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of the small setting. Like some of the best fights to watch was when COVID was in.
Yeah.
Because you could hear all the punches. You could really like hear like the action that was going on. So yeah.
It's another thing that I found interesting. I don't know if anybody's going to talk about this, but Turki Al-Asik, they were asking him questions. They were doing an interview. He was kind of dictating the interview. They wasn't really asking him on the McAfee show. And something stuck out to me. And he said, bringing back he was supposed to say the American heavyweight, but he said the black heavyweight champion. And it was actually a really good point because he's saying that he wants to bring back boxing to being the number one sport. If you look at the NFL and everybody else, they're doing all these things. And he did bring up a good point because if you think about the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the biggest fights are heavyweight fights. And what were they all? Well, they were all Americans. And he brought up, he was like, look, a lot of these guys aren't getting opportunities, so they're going to the NFL. They're going to do wrestling. They're doing these other things. And, I think he kind of, with that thinking, I was like, okay, he really is trying to bring boxing back to the forefront of where it was. Because if I wasn't born in the 70s and whatnot, but those were the big, boxing was the big sport back then, boxing and baseball. So, I mean, what did you think about that comment about bringing back not the black American fighter, but the American heavyweight?
Yeah, no, I agree because that's what it used to be about. Like if you think about it, look at all the heavyweights. Look at all the heavyweights that's like making the noise right now. And not American heavyweight, and what's my man? Big Baby Anderson, he was supposed to be the one. Like he was the next one up. And
we saw
Martin McCauley, he that went out the window with that one fight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I like it. I like it, man. I just want to see good fights. But I tell you what, everybody that see Turkey, man, these boys, they got to chill, man. Some of these people, I don't know if they got wives or girlfriends, but dog, I'm like, man, y'all double fisted right now, ain't y'all? Every time they splash him, they taking pictures, His Excellency and all that. Like, God dang, dog, all right, we get it. We get it, bro.
It's I mean, listen, he's opening a bag. Boxers, what's the average salary? $30,000 a year. These guys aren't making. I mean, listen, you got drafted there wasn't a salary cap back then when it came to the rookie contracts, right? So these guys are getting signed to these companies and they're not getting millions and millions of dollars. So I kind of get it. You know what I mean? They're not seeing.
No, I get it. I get it. You're supposed to pay respect to the one who's signing the checks, but hey.
No. Listen, I'm with you. I'm not gonna lie. If Turkey offers me a check, I'm not gonna lie. We'll be calling him the Excellency as well. So if he decides he wants a good podcast on there, and he calls me, man, I'm gonna call him His Excellency, whatever he wants, dude. I'm telling you that right now.
But, I'll give you a check.
Yeah, hell yeah. But so Marcellus is graduating this weekend. Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That's super dope, man. I know you're gonna be hanging with the family. I appreciate you calling up, man.
Yeah, of course, man. I appreciate it, dog. Keep doing your thing, man. Hey, everybody listening, man. Y'all listening to the next great in boxing media.
Appreciate you.
The media, period. I'm saying it because I've been telling this guy for years, all the way dating back to when he used to do something else. I told him he was very good in that realm. But now even in that realm, all our side conversations was either about the Giants or boxing.
Yep.
And he always schooled, like anything boxing, I call him, I hit him up. So you have the skill and talent to have a show, know how a show should be ran, questions, call-ins, all that. But you add to your knowledge and your ability to articulate, man, you next up, bro. And I'm proud of you and everything you're doing. Keep going, bro.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Go have fun, man. Go have fun. Appreciate you.
All right.
My guy.
Yes, sir.
That was future Hall of Famer, my guy, my brother, Joe McCoy, big boxing fan, big combat sports fan. Yeah, man, this night was actually very interesting. Man, oh man. I did not see Rolly Romero beating King Ryan Garcia. How does he bounce back? I think Ryan can bounce back. Again, like I said, my biggest concern of the night is Devin Haney. Anybody want to still call up? The number's on the screen, 470-326-6329. I love what Teofimo did. I think Teofimo is on to great things. All in all, I thought the event was dope. The event was, I mean, people are going to be very upset about the Devin Haney and Ryan performance, but Rolly lives to get a couple more checks, right? I'm happy about that. Do we see Devin Haney versus Ryan in October? I don't know, man. I think the Turk might give them one more fight before then to build up some hype for that fight, but who knows? They might just go into it. Who does Teofimo Lopez fight next? There's conversations of him possibly fighting Boots Ennis at 147. And let me take my hat off to Teofimo Lopez. Gerald said, Ryan fights a lot of these guys. Teofimo's right there. Teofimo has the heart, wants to fight the big fights, and is looking to make them happen. So shout out to Teofimo for stealing the night. You had the best performance tonight out of the other individuals on there. Shout out to Rolly Romero for having his best fight in a long time. Shout out to Jim Lampley again. The legend Jim Lampley made my night. I really feel as if that man needs to be doing commentary for every major fight. He was absolutely killing it tonight. But again, it ain't over this weekend. Tomorrow we got Saul Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull, the return of Jaime Munguia. There's a lot of good fights on tomorrow night at Riyadh season. I'm not sure the time of the fight. I wasn't sure tonight. I missed like the first 4 rounds. I'm thinking it was going to start a little later, but tomorrow is more. And then Sunday we have NUA making his United States debut. I think he fights out in Vegas, so it should be normal time. Sunday, I don't know if it's the afternoon or evening, but there is a lot to look forward to in boxing for this weekend, as well as the summer coming on right now. Let me check my Twitter. There's a lot of people speaking about what has just transpired. Anybody out there right now live wants to call in, here is your opportunity. We are lit right now. Ryan Garcia gets upsetted by Rolly Romero. The legend. The legend. Leonard Ellerby is bugging right now, talking about, he tried to tell you, stop it, guy, stop it. Shout out to Lou DiBella. We're going to have Lou DiBella on this Wednesday. Got a lot to ask that legend. Averb is on there talking crazy about me right now. Shout out to everybody right now. But this is, it's been a great thing. Rolly Romero Ryan's a tremendous fighter. The only people he can't be happy to be myself, Javante, and Depression. Rolly Romero is awesome, dude. He is too.
Gervonta Davis and depression. So,
Joe, listen.
Is a tremendous fighter. He's a tremendous fighter. The only people he cannot be happens to be
my God.
myself.
What is wrong with Rolly Romero? Rolly is he's great for the sport, man. You know, he really is great for the sport. He's funny as shit. Shout out to my guy Ray Jackson. He says Shane Mosley didn't teach Devin Haney shit, but run, N-word, run. I'm with you. I don't know what in the world Devin Haney was doing. Shout out to Leighton Vickers. He said he's looking forward to Sunday. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I want to see Canelo. I'm a big Canelo fan. So, I'm looking forward for Canelo being 2-time undisputed at 168. I'm looking forward to that. The conversations are going crazy online right now. Shout out to Najee for the commentary today. Appreciate that. Shout out to everybody who's been tuned into my Twitter X as well as my show tonight. There's a lot of people on right now. Ryan Garcia is he's probably getting cooked. Little Bella said, Rolly out boxing Ryan was not a scenario I saw coming. Lou, neither did I. I was absolutely flabbergasted, and I'm very concerned with Ryan Garcia. I don't believe he will be back with Derrick James on the next go-round. I think he really needs to figure out that situation. I think he's going to have to figure that out, man. He just did not look good. Ryan did not look good, but he looked exactly how Ryan looks, which is kind of weird, right? He just was throwing that left the way he throws it, hanging on that one punch, hoping it lands. And when you start getting to the level of championship fighters, it's very difficult to beat people with just that one punch. You know what I mean? Just relying on that left. He took it away, and Ryan had no other options, and he looks like a lost fighter. He just does. On that note, I'm going to let y'all rock out. It's your boy Norbs. I am out of here. Appreciate y'all.